Can you guys see, or does it show up that window, how pretty that tree is? Maybe. I don't know. We'll try. Maybe I'll take a shot of it later. It's so orange and pretty right now. Hi guys, it's Sarah the Northwoods Stitcher. My craft room is a mess. I've had company, I've had fun, I've had a weekend sleepover with my friend Alex, and we've had too much fun playing with things. She gave me another sewing machine lesson, and I have made things. I have stuff to show you that I've made, finishes that I've done, and of course treasures that we found. It's just a chock-a-block full episode today, and my poor craft room needs to be cleaned up, so I have to film this. I'm filming Thursday for a release on Monday the 21st, because if I clean up the space, maybe I can get some other projects done. But I also have to start wrapping presents. I think I've been shopping and things have been coming in, and the pile is growing in the corner and it's looking daunting. But where do I even start? Oh, and also, hi Jane, hi Lucretia. Wanted to say thank you so much for making me part of your trip to Maine. They stopped in and had a little visit and got to see the craft room. And then I packed them up in the car and we went up to the Crafty Grimalkin. And of course I bought stuff there too. And then we went out for lobster rolls. I don't have any pictures probably because I was talking too much, but we had a great time. And then Jane sent me down. She brought me a whole bunch of little presents too, I have to show you. But Jane sent me down this rabbit hole that I really didn't need to go down, probably because I rescued the mouse, called Wee Forest Folk. Oh my gosh, those things are adorable. Absolutely adorable. So yeah, I spent quite a few hours down the rabbit hole looking at all the things that they have. Just adorable little things. They did not go to the dump with me, but Alex went to the dump with me. And I have to say, of course we went to the dump. Alex brought over some cross stitches that she had, patterns, and we found that we had a couple of similar ones. So we pulled out one of the common charts that we had, kitted it up really quick. I'm like, oh, we have to finish this. We tried to get it done while she was here, but we were busy doing other things. But I did finish mine, and I have mounted it. Now, this is a thread and milk design called Maine Statehood from their Splendor series. You remember this little box that I got at a Goodwill? And it's a little travel jewelry case. Well, look at that. I love the little finish. It's a little off, with the trim that I put on it. But I used what I guess you would call piping ribbon. I'm not really sure what the name is. So it's got a small bump to it. And then I just whip stitched it to the edge of the mount that I put on foam board. And then I just glued it to the top, which is just what I wanted. But isn't that adorable? I've not signed this, so I think I'm going to have to do something on the inside so I can remember what it is. I actually had to look it up before I came on and started filming because I forgot already. It's Thread Milk. So Maine Statehood Splendor series. Awfully adorable. On the inside, I haven't finished doing anything really. But if you remember, there was a little mirror in here. And what I did was I just put a piece of general craft felt, and I have this little device which is flat on one side and it's got a scoop on the other side. This is actually one of my dad's lab tools, so you would scoop up a little bit of dye and add it to something or to measure it out. And it's very handy for tucking in the felt, so it's not glued at all in here. It really doesn't need to be. But it worked fine. I just tucked it in on the edges. Worked it gently. Because these were a little loose, or just loose enough for me to do that. So I've got a few pins and needles and counters in there. I've got some wax, a is that a seam ripper or a threader? It's a threader. So that's on the top, and then on the bottom, I really don't have anything yet. I just put in my dad's needle minder case that has a magnet on both sides. One side, it's a low-ran, and a little safety pin. I will put a couple of things in here that I'll need for a retreat, but what I like is that it snaps shut. I can toss it in my bag and go. So that was a finish. I think there was another one. This is one that we're doing. Alex, do you remember? This is a Little House Needleworks called Winter Forest. I think we both have this chart, and what we want to do is a pilgrimage down to Camp Wool because we want to do a finish like this. Do you guys remember this little pattern? It's awfully cute. I don't know if we'll make a bag per se, but this type of mount, even in a frame, is what I'm after. And it looks like a cute, fast little stitch. This is from 2011. And for whatever reason, I haven't done it yet. So that is in the pile to my left. And what else? Oh, I should show you what Jane brought me from Arizona. I did put some other stuff in the bag to come up here. Check it out. Arizona. So there is some stuff in here that I have to do separately that I bought in our hunt at some shops with Alex. I think everything's in here that she gave me. It was an awful lot of stuff, but look what I have. I'm so excited. I don't know which little Halloween stitch I'm going to put in here. It's a table mount, but I could also change it to hang on the wall if I want to. This is a screwed in back. This is the kind of stuff I always look at when I get something out of a Goodwill. How can the back be modified for different types of stitches? So my friend Marie, she put the bat from the Halloween issue of Just Cross Stitch in her frame. She's got a frame just like this. But I just love this frame. So I have to think about what I want to put in there. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Too cute. I think they're at Target. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure at Target. A lot of people are collecting those. And then, I'm so glad I'm finally doing this video because now I can hang these up. She got me these precious little towels that everybody needs to start a new season. I love it. Nuts about fall, but it's a beautiful little embroidered piece. And then this, I have some floss on it. Isn't that sweet? But if you look, it's got little delicate suggestions or faded shadows of leaves. Isn't that cute? I love new towels for seasons. So they hang off of my, the bar on my oven door. There must have been something else in this bag. I think that was it. I brought these upstairs because I don't want to share these. So she gave me some pistachios. I don't think I need to share those with hubby. I saved the most amazing for last. In this sweet little organza bag, you open it up. Wait till you guys see this. I don't know how she did this. Now, I'm probably going to put this on one of my chains, but I will wear it as a necklace more than likely. It's the smallest little cross stitch you've ever seen. Isn't he cute? A little patriotic Uncle Sam. He fits perfectly in there. Now, this is a little brass, I guess you would call it a charm frame. So the top does pop off. I'm not going to force it because it's pretty tight. And then it's a reversed print or a reverse stitch. So it's got two sides to it. And she even managed to sign it. I mean, like, okay, you ready? Can you see this? Do you see the tiny little baby blue in the corner underneath the star? She managed to get her initials in there. I don't know what kind of magnifiers she wears. I mean, she must look something out of a alien movie with these big things on to stitch that tiny thing. I would need such an apparatus. I don't even know what count that's on. It's tiny. Very, very tiny. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And it makes me want to get out some of my tiny little antique frames. I do have some. Let me see. I want to find them now. So I have this tiny little thing. It looks like a Pillbox. It is a Pillbox. That's the stitchable surface. But isn't that tiny? So it might be even the same maker or designer. There's no information on this. It just lives in tissue paper in a tiny little box. Oh, wait a minute. Here's some information. It says, Pillbox, assembly of your craftwork into this product is very simple. Acetate. And then acetate's number 1. Acetate? Is that a verb? 2, your design. 3, sponge. 4, locking disc with the raised side towards the sponge. 5, white card using small amount of plastic compatible adhesive to secure it in the metal locking disc. So this is actually a piece from Frame Craft Miniatures in Birmingham, England. And it's got the tiny little disc, I guess, that you would put on the back once you get that front piece off. I don't know where this came from. It's probably something I collected in my treasures years ago. Could have been even from a very old needlework shop. It just lives in a little box. And I know I have some other ones, but that was the one I found immediately. So now I can finally put this downstairs, put it on a little chain, and won't that look cute? I know. And what else? So I think that was all that was in that bag. Of course, I'll take the bag to my grocery shopping. Oh, let's see. When Alex was visiting, we spent a lot of time in the craft room and we made all kinds of things. But one of the important things that I really wanted to learn how to do were little strawberries. I actually made 2. I have 3 here to show, but I can't lay claim to the 3rd one. Aren't these adorable? I'm not sure what I'm doing with them yet. So far, all I'm interested in is making a whole bunch and putting them in a basket, because wouldn't that be cute? So this is the 3rd one. This is the one that she made. It's absolutely perfect. I just glued the top to it. And you can see we used different colored felts when we were playing with this. But she left me a whole bunch of scraps, so I don't have to go hunting for red fabric with tiny little designs on it. And I'm really excited about it. Inside of this is walnut shell, crushed walnut shell, which I've since just ordered on Amazon. So I'm getting a big old container. I'll show it when I get it. And these are quite simple. She made a little template. She let me copy the template. And all you have to do is you have 2 templates. That's for your strawberry. She wrote strawberry on it. So it just looks like a little, you cut a circle and then cut it down a little off. On the top, we made these out of a somewhat stiff cardboard. You trace that fabric shape onto your piece of fabric, cut it out. How can I just show you this? Then you fold that piece of fabric. When you fold it, and you cut off one of the edges. Oh, how am I going to remember to do this? You cut the bottom part. Yes, cut the bottom part so it's a little rounded. So it's not too pointy. And then once you have that design and the big funnely part at the top, and you've stitched one side and over that little lip, then use a tiny little glass, put it inside, fill it, stitch the top, pull it tight, and then you just glue your top on. Maybe I can get into a massive tutorial on it, but these are just so much fun to make. Now I can see these as ornaments, I can see them as pincushions, I can see them as just decorations in a cute little colander. I'm definitely going to be making a bunch of them. And they make great presents because they're fun to scatter around and decorate with. So that was the big thing, the strawberries. And also she likes Pinterest, as do I. So she looked on Pinterest and found this craft that she really wanted to make. And I took one look at it and I said, oh, we have to go shopping. We have to go to the dollar store and Goodwill to see if we can find the supplies. We made centerpieces. So all we did was look for a giant soup bowl. Now, I thought we'd get these at the dollar store, but we found these at Goodwill for $1 each. And it had some sort of Cricut vinyl initial on it. So we just took that off with a razor blade. And I put on a decal that I didn't do such a good job with, but that's the decal I wanted. Then we found these little miniature trees there. I think those were $3 each, and they had the little pine cones on them. All I did was just plop my whole tree into the soup bowl, and then I concentrated on covering it up. So I found these at the Goodwill. These were tiny little, I want to call them frosted hollyberry napkin rings that somebody had cut one in half, which gave me the idea, cut two in half, and all I did was add it to the rim of the cup with some E6000 and glued it down. And then I had this wonderful garland that I wasn't using, so I just put the whole strand of garland in there. Yeah, I think it was something like 9 feet. But it looks kind of like snow. Then I glued this little guy in there, somebody I collected last year to make some ornaments with. And I stuck in some sprigs of gold that I already had just to add a pop of color to it. So that's my Christmas centerpiece. And it inspired me to do maybe a fall one or Thanksgiving one. We don't really have Thanksgiving since it's just my husband and I. But I found a gravy boat at the dump, so I can make another one. Also found this really weird wire with 3 pumpkins on it. You see how they're attached? So I took off 2 and stacked them because I thought maybe that would look cute somewhere in here. I did get some pics of different fall designs that were 60% off at Joann's when we went there. So stay tuned to see how this comes about. But this is a Platts craft. It's a very nice gravy boat. So whatever I do to this, I'm not going to permanently glue things in there to the sides because I may want to use this again. I like it. I do have a gravy boat, but we'll see. I found this odd piece in a box somewhere at the dump, I think. So I thought I would put all this stuff together and play with it some other time. So thank you to Alex. I am now on my way down another rabbit hole to making things. While we were doing stuff like that, one of the treasures we found when we went to Elmer's barn. Oh no, it's chipped. Oh. I don't know how that happened. My little leaf has a chip on it. This is a pottery leaf. See how thick it is? One of the edges has some damage to it, so I'll have to touch that up with some acrylic. I paid $1 for it. It's signed on the back. I thought, well, that's pretty. I'll put it on a better strand or maybe attach this to a basket. I thought that would be really pretty. So while we were at Elmer's, I found this. I think this is something just like either a napkin ring, a candle base, some sort of candle base. But these would be great in my pumpkin gravy boat decor. So that's something I found. When we went to Elmer's barn, we found all kinds of stuff. It's just going to keep popping up throughout the video. I've got a sticker on me. One of the great saves was a dollar ornament that somebody had made on a perforated plastic, but it is 2 pieces that were stitched and then attached. So isn't that cute? And you can see where they attached it on the back. They sewed it. So this was 50 cents because it was missing, the hanger was broken. So I just took some fishing line and re-stranded a new hanger for it. But I'm very fortunate to find something like that. It's precious. It's got little metallic gold floss in it, and there's some beads up by the stars. I think it's really cute. So that was a good find. Oh, something else I made while Alex was here. Do you guys remember I bought these at a dollar store, I think, last year? They're just upside down mason jars made to be ornaments. So sometimes I buy things and I know I want to do something, but I'm not sure what or when it's going to hit me. It hit me when she was here when we were playing with the little deer. I made this cute little thing. And it's got snow in it because I had that bag of snow from when I bought these. It's really cute. So both the deer and the tree are glued to a styrofoam base that I simply took the lid and screwed it into the styrofoam and then shaved it down a little bit so I could screw this back on. But I glued them into that styrofoam and then poured some of the snow in and then put the cap on, kind of like at an angle. It was kind of tricky to do. That was all I could manage to stuff in there. But I thought, well, that's cute for a tree. And I think it'll look nice with some lights behind it. I've not done this before. So I have another one. I only have 2 of these. I might do another one soon while I still have my bravenesses. We'll see. Oh, and Alex gave me a miniature rolling pin to stitch on. I have to put that with my big rolling pin that I found at the dump. Also, at Elmer's, I found these really cute Halloween ornaments. They're very retro looking, but I think they're fairly new, made to look retro. Little black pipe cleaner Halloween kitty ornaments. I think it's a package of 6. Yep. They're all the same, but how cute is that for an orange Christmas or orange Halloween tree? I'm really excited about it. Plus you can pose them in different positions or have them sit on a branch. So I'm really excited about that. Although the Halloween tree does not have any ornaments on it, just to train Stuart. He needs to get used to the tree. He's been at it only twice. I think he's doing very well. I also found a great package of wooden, sorry for the noise, wooden ornaments that have yet to be put on a string. There seems to be 2 of each design. And they're just really cute little retro Halloween pictures. It would hang that way. Probably going too fast, I'm sorry. But these are lovely. I don't have to put them all on the tree. I can use them to decorate packages even. And I can turn them into gift tags. I can't remember how much the whole package was. I want to say it was less than $3. I think I showed that one already. And then, of course, we have some Santas. Now, I don't know if this came from Temu or Amazon, but I bet if you searched little wooden retro Christmas ornaments, these might pop up in a search. I have not done that yet, I'm sorry to say. But just what I needed, another project, right? I'll put this away till it's closer to Christmas, and then I'll think of something to do with them. One of them may even fit in this little ornament. I don't know. That would be cute with some snow. So that was a good find. Oh, and I have a finish to show you guys. So I have been working on the collection of Satsuma Halloween ornaments that I got for Christmas last year. So I've done Creepy Crawly, and I've done Miss Witch and Night Owl. And these are all Satsumas. I think I have another 6 kits to do, but the goal is to do 2 of each. So I would have a total of 6 ornaments, because I do want to gift some to somebody special. And I finished them completely. So here they are. And I love how they came out. Now these are done on the black perforated paper, which you do get in the kit with all the sequins and the beads. And I have had to buy sequins and beads so I can do the second ornament. Sometimes there's enough, sometimes there's not. But I really enjoy how these came out. Because they're done on a perforated paper, what I do is I cut out the paper shape first, and I leave one square, because if you cut in the actual square, you'll have a little border is what I'm trying to say. If you cut too close, you'll cut into the square that holds the thread, so you leave a little border when you're cutting it. And you'll see that when you start cutting these shapes out. Once you cut the shape out, then you mount it, glue it to a oversized piece of felt. Because once it's dry, then you cut it again to cut along the edges. And when you cut, first you cut along the front so you can see where you're cutting. And then once you finish it and you say, oh, there's a little bit sticking out, then you cut from the back, because you can easily bend it with the scissors and tip your scissors to get that edge just right. So you're not going to have massive exposure of that black felt showing on the front. I hope that made sense. And then I use a piece of monofilament to tuck in there with a needle. This is actually glued in between the two. I remember to do that. And I remember to sign it. Shocker. I'm a little disappointed that I picked out black, because that picks everything up. Every little piece of lint, every little hair. So it's a little tricky to keep these clean. I probably should have gone with maybe an orange, or even a yellow, or even a purple. But yeah, it looks like I've got Abby's eyelash on the back of that. But these are awfully sweet, and I can't wait to do some more. The goal is to do at least 3 a year, 3 kits a year, which would be 6 ornaments a year. I think I can do it. So I want to put these in one of my Halloween bags that houses the other kits. So that was a fun finish. What else did I do? Oh, I have another finish. I do make notes. It just doesn't work for me. This was a lot of fun to finish, you guys. I am so glad it's done. Now this is from Pigeon Coop Designs. It's from the book everybody's talking about, Cross Stitch in the Forest. And you can see I'm not excited about it. I must have 22 picked out. I think there's only 20. Yeah, there's only 25 projects. I tried to be conservative. So I did Snow Queen. Isn't that cute? I chose an 18 count unknown navy Ada. This actually came from a kit that I found in the mill during one of my picks. But I did the whole design with all the called for DMCs. And I really think it's a sweet stitch the way it came out, because I love how he chose to put just a slight variation in the colors here. So it's really gentle on the eye, the smooth transition of this much lighter blue to the white. It's just really brilliant the way he did it. I hope it shows up on the film. And I don't have any plans for it. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, if I'm gonna frame it, if I'm gonna pillow it. I'm not sure yet. But I'm excited to have that done, because now I can use this frame to do another pigeon. And I got a 14 count forest green Ada. Now this was from 123 Stitch, just when the book came out, because I looked through the book quickly and I thought, okay, what fabric is going to run out of supply? And it was the green. So this is a very nice, rich green. I think I got 2 pieces. Yeah, 2 pieces. So that'll be, it's like in the first few pages of this book. Let's take a peek and see which one it is. So that's up here to Kit. So this one was done on a dark green. And that would look stunning too on a blue. So of course I have that one folded down. What's that one called? It's called somewhere in here. Forest Bathing, because they're in the water. And then the other one is called Deer Trail. And that's another one that I want to do on a forest green. And I'm pretty sure I already have this size hoop. I have to check it out. I'll stitch it and then go look, but I'm excited to do that one. It reminds me so much of when the light's coming through the forest just right, when you're taking a walk through tall trees. It's gorgeous. So I'll do that one. Those are the 2 on green that I picked out. I think that's it, you guys. I think the rest were on whites and a light blue, which I know I have in my stash. Oh, and then this one's calling to me. I just love the tail. It looks like a feather. Brilliant design. And it's simple. It's a simple design that looks just very Charlie Harper-esque and folk arty to me. I really like it. It's a comfort stitch. So that should go in here. Okay, we did go to Goodwill. I'm going to mix up what we got at Goodwill and what we got at the mill. I don't recall. I do know what I got at the dump. I found this at the dump, which is just an extremely thick and heavy piece that's a candle base. It looks like you can flip it over and use it for something else. So what I did was I brought it home because I wanted to size it for one of my glass frogs. I have a collection of frogs and a collection of glass work that just hasn't paired up properly. And I don't know what you guys think, but I took one of the glass frogs that doesn't have too much trouble fitting in here. And I thought, why not make something like that, maybe with a band around it? It'll kind of look like a flower. Or do you have to see it done? It's a thick cording that I'm thinking of, almost like an upholstery cord. And I think it's a blue. I'll pull it out, we can play with it. But it is the right height for the scissors. And to me, it looks like a flower base now. It almost looks like a bud. But I thought that might look nice on a tabletop as a scissor keeper. But if if I don't like it, I can just take it back to the dump. I have enough candle bases. So that was a good find at the dump. Trying to think what else came out of that dump day. I found a shirt. I never find clothes because I don't look for them, but there was this blue pattern. It's downstairs. And when I held it up, it smelled okay. Hadn't been there very long. Obviously, it hadn't been there that long because I'm there all the time and I didn't see it. Brought it home, threw it straight in the wash, put it on. It fits. Excited. It's a beautiful blue pattern, a little dressy with a nice, massive button that's supposed to look like a brooch in the front. It's dressy, and I'm not dressy, so I thought, well, this is nice. I could add it to my collection. I'm excited. What else did we find? It's just everywhere, you guys. I've got a pile behind me. Ugh. I know I got this stuff at the mill, so I'll show this. So, don't laugh. It's just a wooden chip and dip thing. It is bamboo, and it's so new. It still has that little tag on it. Very clean. But when I saw it, I thought, okay, one of my spools, I have spools of DMC floss. Wouldn't that look cool to have a spool of floss in the center and then around it, different stitchy things? I have a fantasy about having my sewing table back, the little table next to my sewing chair. If only Stuart would stop playing with the things up there. Right now it's just barren. It's got some project bags and some paper on it. He's still teething, so, but this I thought was great. And if I don't end up using it, I can put it in a yard sale, or I can do chips and dip in it. We'll see. But I love looking at something that's made for one thing and one thing only and going, why not? I'll bring it home and play with it. I don't think I paid more than $1 for it. I got a pile of books at this trip to the mill, which I don't usually get because that place has a leaky roof and you have to be careful of how long something's been there, if it's been exposed to any mold or mildew smells. But I was able to find some things that look like they were recently dumped off. Very clean, very fresh. So this is a paper craft magazine that I picked up, and it's all about carding and different ideas. Really simple and cute designs. So this is Paper Crafts from November, December 2011. I love it. Newsstand price is $4.99. I think it's way more now. But it's great to get some inspiration from different designs. I do have other magazines like that, but I thought it was great. I actually found a cross stitch. So this is a Diane Authors, put out by Imaginating. I didn't find any others, but I did find this one. Now, this is cute. It's a black and white chart, all DMC colors. The design they did it on was a 14 count, and it's approximately 6 by 8. That's not bad. Only 94 by 110 stitches. So it would be really cute if I do this on an 18 count. I think it would be cute. It would be my first patriotic stitch, other than the one Jane gave me. But what a find. I'm excited about that. And then I got this fantastic book. Trying to get to a page. There we go. This is a book on floral punch art, put out in 1998. So all of this is done with paper and punches, which I have a huge collection of paper punches. And look at that. Now, the intimidation factor for me is pretty high. You have to find the right type of paper that's going to agree with the shaping after you punch it, because you do need to kind of shape it with something and kind of press it in spots to make it bend more like a petal. But I think I can do it. And I can get the different tones and shades down with chalks, which I play with. I don't feel intimidated by that. But it's just really, the detail on some of these is incredible. And I did bother to look up. This one here is made with a sun punch. What? So I actually have a lot of these punches, because I need another project. This was irresistible. The ultimate ornament book. Not something I needed, but oh my goodness, this looks like fun. It's a cute little hardcover. It is put out by, I know that symbol. Come on, Sarah. Leisure Arts. And this is from 1996. So it's a Leisure Arts production. All it says on the binding is the Ultimate Ornament Book with the LA Leisure Arts. Isn't that cute? Now, this had, how do I describe it? It's got very easy acrylic painting ideas, cross stitch, paper mache, rag dolls made out of scrap fabric papers, simple embroidery stitches, simple felt designs using rickrack, scraps of fabric to do little stockings, lots of primitive work in here, so really easy. And you can decorate any way you like after you've made it, embellish it differently. Then they have, what do they call that? Those rock paintings where they mandala paints on rocks. Mandala on stars. I think those are wood stars. They might be the paper mache stars, which you can buy. Just all kinds of ideas in here. So I'm excited to look at this and to be inspired. Different ribbon balls. So the styrofoam balls that you can put different types of ribbon on in different directions. More cross stitch. Can I show that? Or is it gonna bead work? Come on. I know I just passed it. It was cross stitch. It was in here. So very simple finishes and very simple ornaments. But that's just one example of what's in here. Making different kitchen seed ornaments. Those are pretty cool. It'd be a great way to use pumpkin seeds. And the back is full of templates. So I can't wait to go through that. With a cup of hot chocolate when it gets cold enough. This morning it was in the upper 30s, so we are getting cold. Then I found something I'm really excited about. Now this is a book, massive book, and it's got a spiral bound so I can open it up flat, which I like, on the table. It's called Stitchopedia. Now, Stitchopedia is the only embroidery reference you'll ever need. Okay. And I need it because I don't know any embroidery stitches per se. And then sometimes you're looking at a project or you're looking at a picture of something and you recognize that that's an embroidery stitch, but you're not sure how to do it. Therefore, you don't know what it's called, so you don't know how to look it up on YouTube. You don't know how to Google how to do blah blah stitch. It's in here. I'm so excited. So this was done in 2009, and the author is Helen Winthorpe Kendrick. So if you guys are interested in looking that up, I think I got this for $1, maybe less, at the mill. It's a thick book. It's heavy. But I'm sure if you looked on other thrift books and things like that, or even on eBay, you can find a copy. So Stitchopedia. This is definitely going to be my go-to Bible for stitches. I wanted to show you a page of how easy it was. It doesn't read like a VCR manual. The way it's laid out is really helpful. So here's an example. Above each stitch example is the name of the stitch and then a brief description. Pages and pages of this. Satin stitch. I've heard the name, but I didn't understand that that's what you would call it if I'm trying to look it up. These are a lot of canvas works, and it's divided: canvas work, embroidery work, crewel work. There's all kinds. Dutch stitch, herringbone, leviathan. Well, we do the leviathan in cross stitch, but I didn't know it was called that. Double Dutch. And let's see, freestyle embroidery. Same thing. Pictures of the stitch, the name above it, and then a brief description. It's a great book. If you're teaching anybody to stitch, I would definitely recommend this book. Twisted chain, cable chain, open chain. This is under freestyle embroidery, which goes on and on and on. Then they have a pulled work. I think that would be for types of hardanger work. I should take this down and read it in bed. Sorry for the loud noise. So, stuff I bought at the Crafty Grimalkin with Jane and Lucretia. I have a little pile here. I found, and I don't know if she's going to be putting this stuff on her website, but the Crafty Grimalkin is a brick and mortar store up in Bangor. But she also has a website, thecraftygrimalkin.com. But in the shop, I found oodles of sale bins this time around. And this is an old subscription of a magazine called Cross Stitch and Bead Weaving. I was so excited to get this. There's so many card ideas in here. And most of the patterns you can also do as cross stitch. I was like, what? Yes, please. There are beadwork designs in here, though. Like that flower that I really want to try. So I'm hot after that stuff. Gotta do that. I picked up a 25 count Lugana, which is just beautiful. I think this was a sale bin. This is only $9. Beautiful piece. I picked up a 32 count Lugana. And this one's called, this is a Zweigart Light Taupe. Probably a little too light for my prairie schoolers, but I'll see. And then, I guess these are remnants of when she's making cuts. These are just square panels that she had available for purchasing if you want to do ornaments. So I think I picked up 4. It's definitely a Zweigart. I don't know what count I grabbed. I think this is a 28 count. Let's hope. Oh, I'm watching the time, guys. I've got too much stuff to show you. I wish I saw the big pile of stuff that Jane bought. Maybe she'll send me pictures. Jane, send me pictures. Maybe I'll post it. I found this at Elmer's Barn. This is a retro Tupperware sewing box This is the second one I have. I need to find the other one that I have. It's the same color. But when you open it, it's got this great little drawer. I know that some guys were using these as tackle boxes even. So this has had a thorough bath. And I don't think I paid much for it. I think it was like $8. $8 for this. And it was in great condition. So I was really happy to have this because this makes a great project container for like when I'm working on my mushrooms or when I'm playing with my strawberries on, especially in front of the TV. I can put this on my lap, trace things out, cut them up, put the stuff in the container. So that's a great idea. And I told you guys I was not trying to buy any Christmas paper anymore. I want things to be in boxes that are already designed or printed that I can reuse over and over again and just tie a fancy ribbon around. So I got this really great coffee box with metal brackets. And I want to say I got this at the Goodwill. I took the sticker off. It wasn't more than $3. Very heavy, nicely made. Nothing was split. And I think there's a design. Yeah, there's even a design on the inside. So when something like this comes in the house, it is wiped down with a Clorox wipe. And if it smells musty, and I don't usually bring home anything that smells musty, you just put a fabric dryer sheet inside of it, set it around, leave it and forget it. That fabric softener sheet will absorb all the moisture and scent in there. And you've got something good as new. So this will be something I can line with tissue paper and put something oversized in it, like a bathrobe or something for Christmas, and put it underneath the tree. It's also a year-round design because it's not Christmas, so I can use it for a birthday. I'm just full of ideas. All right, one more thing I wanted to show you, and then I've got some pictures that I wanted to put up. So I also found this strange little thing. I can't remember where I picked it up. Very plastic looking, and it feels like plastic. When I get something like this, the first thing I do is look at the back. Now, I couldn't see the back because it was covered in paper. And then the second thing I do is press on whatever is in there to see, is it loose or is it glued? Because I don't want something I have to struggle with too much. Then when I buy it and bring it home, then I start peeling it to see what's going on in there. And this will be very easy to clean up. So I don't know if I want to work on getting rid of this little strip. I do want to clean up the loose edges around here. But then I just need a pair of pliers to pull out that center piece, which is tacked in there. I'm going to put this on pause while I do that. So just using some needle nose pliers that have the grip part inside, I was able to work out those staples that were in there. And I have to do it kind of carefully. You wiggle it so you don't break a staple because you don't want that nub stuck in there. So now that all the nubs have been taken out, this just falls out. Excellent. So now I have a great frame, which I think a prairie schooler is going to look really cute in here. I don't know what the size is, but that's how I prep my frames sometimes. Now, I still don't know if this is wood or plastic. I don't know if it really matters. So once you've prepped a frame, the other thing that you have to consider when you're mounting your cross stitch is the depth. So how deep is your frame? This one's not very deep. So I probably wouldn't mount a cross stitch on a foam board because the foam board would stick out from the back. So I'm probably going to stick it on mat board, the same mat board that people cut for frames. So I'd mount a cross stitch on a mat board, and then probably there's enough to put another piece of mat board over that and then seal it up. if I don't have enough space, I can use something that I would call a gapper to make it a little more level so there isn't any protrusions in the back. Because you do want some way to kind of finish it off, either with paper or seal it with tape. And I can use my little machine hand tool to push the brads in to hold it in place. So I might want to consider leaving a gap for that. I really encourage you guys to get used frames and just play with mounting different things. If you don't want to play with a cross stitch, just play with some scrap fabric and mounting that. That's a good way to practice. I think that's how I started playing around with this. So I will peel a little bit more, give it a thorough bath, and put it in my stash. And this, I'll just throw out. I could save it to use for the back. You know what I mean? Even flip it around. So put the foam, the mat board on top of that with the cross stitch, and then put an acid-free backing on this so I know it's okay. This is so fake. A mother's heart is a special place. The spacing isn't even right in the words. Where children have a home. And then there's all this like Chinese writing on the top. Mass-produced crap. Yeah. And somebody bought it thinking, oh, it's very American folk art. What do they think about us? I can tell you what they think about us overseas. The stuff that we consume. Anyway, I'm going to recycle this. Okay, really quick, because this is getting long. Or maybe not so quick, because I've got quite a list here. So I was lucky enough, or I am lucky enough to have you guys email me with pictures of things that you've been stitching or find, which I absolutely love. And how you finish it is extraordinary, because I really get motivated when I see that. Now, Patty sent us a whole bunch of stuff a few videos ago, but she has not stopped because she just sent me another one. Now, I'm going to pull up the pictures and show you guys while we talk about it. Now, this one is her Glendon Place, and it's called Halloween All Around. And you guys must recognize this. This is the bat mirror that they were selling at Joann's, and you can still get it. And right now it's half price. And she got hers for $20. They may even have them, and I know that's online, but they may even have them in stores. I would go online and snatch one of these up if you're interested for $20 and see if they have any kind of shipping deals going on. She popped that mirror out and she put her Glendon Place in there. She stitched all this with DMC, and this is a Bestitch Me, or she stitched it on Bestitch Me Evil Queen. It is so rich and so brilliant the way those oranges pop on there. So that was a wonderful thing to get from her. I'm really jealous of it. It's just perfect. I don't know if I'm going to run off and get one of those frames because I'm trying to save some money. I've got this weekend, this coming weekend, you guys, I'm going to a retreat up at Lakeside Stitches in Greenville, Maine. So there's that. I can't spend money on a frame that I want in my collection, but I don't have a stitch for. I think she had the stitch first. Didn't you, Patty? And then you went and got the frame. It's absolutely perfect. So what's the other one? Oh, there it is. Okay. So this one's fantastic because I have this chart and I've been wanting to do it. Sandy sent in her finish of the Prairie Schooler, All You Can Eat. You can still get this one. Oh, also that Glendon Place I just showed. You can get this All You Can Eat stitch and the previous stitch. You can still find them on 123. I did check in case you guys want to know. So this is the Prairie Schooler All You Can Eat. And I'm really, really in love with this finish because her husband did this board mount for her. I would call it a board frame. It's incredible. And then she put the cording around the stitch after she mounted it. And then she's got the cording as well to hang it. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I love that finished, or how do you say it? The raw edge, like rough edge of the frame boards, which is just perfect. So she's lucky to have somebody handy to do stuff like that. I showed this to my hubby and said, it would be wonderful. It makes me want to go stitch that next. What else was in here? Oh, yeah. So Janice sent this in. Janice sent her Angel of Autumn. I don't know where you can get this pattern because I did not see it on 123. Now, I do know you can find a lot of lavender laces in different places. So this is, the designer is Lavender and Lace, and it's called Angel of Autumn. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a lot bigger than I think you guys can imagine in this frame than the picture looks. It's a massive, massive stitch. But the fabric that she chose is perfect for making the wings look just real. They're just beautiful. The way that white pops out and all the beadwork on it. It's incredible. And I love the frame choice. It's very angelic. It makes everything perfect in this stitch. It's definitely a great stitch to have. It reminds me, I have yet to start my Earth Angel by Lavender and Lace. And I also have another Lavender and Lace that a friend gifted to me that I still have to find a frame for. That should have been up this year. Bad. All right, what else is in here? There was another one. Oh, yes, there it is. Why isn't it opening? Okay. Carolyn sent this in. Now, this has an incredible story. She doesn't know much about it, but she found this when she was taking apart a frame. It was underneath a photo that was either her grandmother's or her great-grandmother's. So this was an old antique sampler. And I don't think, it doesn't have any initials on it, so I think she's at a loss to figure out who done it. I don't know if she has taken it off of the frame further to see if there's anything behind it. But it's just incredible. What a find. I would have a gasp if I was taking apart a frame, removed a photo, and found a cross stitch. I'd be like, oh! She did say that there is something on it that reads, or on the back, number 1109A, Pure Linen Colonial Sampler. Number 1109A? I don't know what that means. Does anybody out there, Pure Linen Colonial Sampler, does anybody out there know, does that mean that this was mass produced? And this is number 1109A, the model number? Or does that mean that that was something, that was how they ordered the pattern? It's just interesting. I haven't a clue. And it doesn't look like it's a cross stitch. It looks, well, a counted cross stitch. It appears to me it might be a stamped cross stitch. Either way, it's an incredible find. I can't thank you enough for sending that in, Carolyn. Let's see, what was the other one? Oh, yes, yes, yes. I can't wait to see this finished and fully framed. This is fabulous. I've looked at this pattern a few times. Cindy sent this in. This is her picture of her finish of an autumn lane. And this chart is called Current Mood by Autumn Lane. And she dyed the fabric herself. So we're all out of luck trying to find this fabric because it's the perfect purple for this orange stitch. It's adorable. I love how she did this. And you can still get this pattern on 123. I did look that up. So it's called Autumn Lane Current Mood. It reminds me so much of Stuart when he's sleepy. He's not that poofy, but he is getting a butt, so he's finally getting some meat on his bones. It's adorable. What great color. I need to look. I think I have it under... Oh, I do, you guys. Look. My dye collection. I might get an itch to dye some fabric. Not before the holidays. I don't think I have a purple. I'll have to ask... Oh, I do. Cindy, was this the one you used? Because I know they have a couple of different colors. Or was it even a Rit dye? I don't remember how purple this is, or if I've even used this. I have collected a few when I see a sale. That's when I'll grab some colors. So I have black. I have tan. Teal. Denim blue. Dark green. Fixative. I don't know why I have this. I think I looked it up, but I think it helps the color adhere to the fabric. Pearl gray. And then plain purple. And then instant coffee, because you can never go wrong with a coffee dye. Yeah, it lives underneath the desk, which is a place most people forget to look when they come up here and they look around. They go, and they forget to look underneath the desk. I got a lot of stuff squirreled. Okay, so I think that was all the chart or finishes that people had sent me. 2 more things and then I'll let you go. I found this cute thing. I found this at a pick at the mill. And the mill is just a giant yard sale, and it's divided into 2 sections. This reminded me of some angels my mom had, but they were separate and kissing angels. And I could make this into a little pin cushion, or it'd be really sweet to put my rings in next to my stitch chair if I ever get my stitch table back. Because I take my rings off when I stitch because they sometimes roll like this one's trying to. I think it's time for a ring sizer. Perfect condition, and it's a colonial candle, and it's marked Japan. So I just thought that was precious. I'm not much of an angel person per se, but little figurines that are cherubs I like. And then I have too many in my collection. I'll admit it. But it's a miniature one. And it says, "Dance, lady, dance. Your shoes are still working or aren't broken." It's in perfect shape. It was so dirty. I had to attack this poor thing with hot water, a toothbrush, and a lot of soap. It had crusted goop, and I still need to polish this little piece of pewter. Even that was, it was dusty, so dusty and dirty. And it is marked on the bottom, made in Germany. I don't know what the other things mean. And I didn't pay more than $1 for it. And I don't know why I got it, because I have so many, I can't put them on display. But every once in a while, I have a weak moment. I know you guys are laughing every once in a while. All the time. Yeah, right. All the time. If it fits, it comes home. That's all I got. I'm going to go have some tea and maybe kit up another stitch. But I do have some stitches downstairs that I want to work on and show you. I am working on my Summer Quaker. I am working on my Great White Christmas. What else am I doing? There's a couple of other whips down there. And I do want to do another mini of this on the same Ada. This is a 20 count Ada, by the way. Excuse me. I want to make a little pillow because I can't get enough of the little lighthouse and lobster. I just love it. And I have to find some more stuff to put in here. But I have to clean up my craft room and I have to get ready to make another video, I think. I'm going to my, if I'm going to my, I'm not going this weekend to the cross stitch convention. I'm going to my stitch group this weekend, the following weekend. So I need to make sure I make you guys a video so you can watch it because I'll be trying to recover from my retreat hangover and I won't feel up to making a video. I'll make one ahead for you. I promise you. We're still going to do a Halloween tour of my attic space. I hope you guys aren't afraid of the dark. I do have lights back there. So I have to charge up my GoPro for that. And that's all I got. And then, we got plenty of other stuff that I could talk about in the future. I'll never run out of stuff to babble about. Anywho, love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Happy stitching. Stay crafty and be safe.